Hello everyone, Dantes here again with another video of Bygone Phantasm progression. Today we're gonna cover levels of 236 to 240. This will include a boss at the end of the video, and also lizards have appeared. So that's gonna be an interesting fight because I didn't actually manage to finish it normally. I had to, but I still get insane lucky to progress it. So anyway, about this wave, we got some ghost robots, berserkers, and one samurai. So, if your enemy is gonna get stuck in basically movement animation, just basically move to the furthest way away of you, the NPC, and they will get unstuck. Now, make ensure that enemies are coming towards you, so you can actually have easier time of progressing them with AoE damage, which is very helpful. Most tanky guy is the guy I'm really focusing here. This is basically called a lieutenant. His name is also Z. So when you focus enemies, make him as your priority target because he has most health and the strongest shield from all of them. And focusing him will also make you much easier to focus your enemies together because as the only enemy here, he has the longest dash possible animation. So if you basically keep him CC'd or frozen or any kind of possibility in CC, like even keeping him away from air or attacking him from above with Samir guns, you can have an easier time with dealing them. As you can see here, I'm making my focus of getting always enemies going towards me, which is very important. And whenever you use a shield, you make sure always to break their shields, all of them first on this wave. And if you don't, you're gonna have enemy health is gonna have remaining health, and if you lead by the gear like me with 2-star weapons, you're gonna have trouble of clearing this wave. Yeah, so wave pretty much it's over. I can basically right now just start throwing my king because I want to anticipate the shield so it can be damaged before I actually start breaking it. And I'm gonna be left with one NPC right after I break these two shields, and this NPC, as you can see, if I didn't focus him enough, he'll basically be alive, but since I managed to focus him early on, in those running few seconds, I managed to kill him with the Nemesis gun, which basically hits like a truck. Anyway, next wave, the one with lizards. So, here we got basically two lizards, which is a very annoying wave to deal with. So our first task is to basically group them together. And what's a better way than basically make them come to you and then slow them with the Nemesis gun. After that, make sure you charge your weapons, and you have to trigger as soon as possible their shields. Because if you got enough damage to basically trigger a shield and break them, and before you basically charge under your weapons, you can trigger shield again. That's gonna be actually insane good because that makes this wave simplified. Because main thing that I noticed, that going from shield to shield from lizards, if you got enough damage, is actually the best case. Because that way, you keep them at the same health, and if you can trigger their shields at the same time, you have no problem clearing this wave. Even though on this wave I have like a 37% buff for Samir guns, I still opt out for using Nemesis more than often because of its slow. That can actually help. Here I made the big mistake because I could potentially make a dodge that would actually take time, but I would actually keep me the menus together. But thankfully AI was kind enough to basically not use the charge animation, and that allows me to keep them together for AoE damage. And as you can see, I'm struggling with damage, like by a lot. So, what's my solution here? First, I break their shields. Then, after the shields are broken, I make sure when my cooldown is gonna be off for my Magnetic Tornado, I'm gonna pop it and we're gonna pray that it's gonna actually stack and kill the lizard for me. Which actually, you're gonna see what actually happens when the actual tornado is gonna come out, because as you can see, I'm running out of the time and still HP of the lizard is high, like really high, even though I have a buff of 30% of my Samir gun. So now it's basically just a fight to keep my charge repo ready whenever the shit's gonna pop out, because that's very important. And as soon as we're getting closer and closer, you're gonna see something that can be described as insane lucky, because as you can see right here, they all got spread apart, and there's like 10 seconds left, and look at the health of the remaining enemies. It's still high, but boom, it's dead, because tornadoes, the tornado literally stack on top of each other and they're doing insane damage, and that's why I was able to kill that wave. Anyway, move on to 238. So this wave has the kinda infamous as well, the gunners that spawn their companions, the two dogs. So the way you actually deal with them is you keep them together and make sure to trigger their shields at the same time. If you have king weapon, that's gonna help you deal damage over time, because whenever king break a shield, it deals damage over time, which is very helpful. And if you make enemies coming together to you, if you slow them with your Nemesis gun, you can also slow down the damage of summoning and make them stuck in place. Because whenever you actually jump in with Samir, you can see one enemy moving away, but if you keep them in one line, you can actually pierce through all enemies with the Nemesis firing. But since this is not the case that I need, I tried to trigger their shields at the same time, which I managed to do it. It made me do a lot more damage, and now I basically am gonna try to deal as much as possible and try to trigger their shield again at the same time. And also I'm going monitor the enemies to the right, because I want the guy on the left to move closer to me, even though I heard him on the NPC. And with this relatively slow and preemptive king allows me to damage their shields, even though I mess up here big time because I didn't have second charge rate to drop. I managed to keep enemies close enough that with this charge I still damage all their shields with my also active ability, which is very important. Now I'm trying to hit an angle which I fail miserably to hit with a few shots of Nemesis, but try to hit the guy on the left, but after getting of the game just pick the other guy on the right, which is unfortunate. Now I'm basically just trying to manipulate enemies to get again close to each other so I can DPS them, because they're a main problem, because they like to basically run around, as anyone who actually fought them before can know. And skipping them together allows me to basically break their shields evenly and progress their damage most likely half in one go. And now I'm trying to slow the enemies down so they're gonna run out, and if they're gonna stack on them, they're gonna deal damage to all of them. And yeah, that's about it for this wave. And 238. So this wave is very simple because we got Maulers and one guy who's showing. So we keep them together, and if you get a problem with getting actually too much damage from the guy on the back, basically the one that's trying to rock at you, you basically stack on him and make sure that Maulers come to you, which is actually easier than actually just focusing on Maulers. But since I don't actually care that much about him, because well, I got used to basically getting killed by him, I just make sure that his shield is broken so I can actually progress with him much faster than normally. And now I'm just abusing a bit Nemesis piercing attack, which is very helpful. Yeah, now I'm basically for a charge for my king, which I failed a dodge. Like there, I could, if I dodged like a second earlier, I could have a perfect dodge. But well, I managed to hit this one, which is still fine. But here I should probably use my actually pistols rather than my Nemesis, because it will kinda a bit more damage. And I should here shoot me with the Nemesis because well, it deals more damage overall. But still I managed to clear this wave somewhat without many big issues. Now since I keep them together, I should finish off the guy with the showing, because he didn't trigger shield and I just popped tornadoes, which was, but sadly the tornadoes actually started attacking them together when they had a shield, which means they didn't take much damage, but still a melee tornado is kinda insane when you actually get stack one or more on top of each other. And I got right now a magnetic tornado at rank 3, which means I summoned 3 of them, which is very helpful, because since I'm lacking a lot of gear and damage, tornadoes already carry me wave from wave. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this wave. All that has to just left is to kill 2 Mauler, which is very simple. You just basically have your weapon charge ready to break their shields and just DPS with your main weapon. And that's pretty much it for this wave. Next one is kinda interesting because it's gonna be a boss that is kinda annoying, at least for me. So the annoying part on this boss is when you basically get king into the air and you lose significant damage, but overall, this boss is one of the easiest one you can actually get on this Bygone, which means even if I didn't have my tornadoes basically stack up on him and deal like 3 times damage that they usually do, because getting this tornado stack on the boss is kinda hard, because they kinda want to run away here and then. And what to mention is that a freeze mechanic, I mean that stop mechanic from the Nemesis gun doesn't work on him, so not worth actually using him, and unless you will basically like get a big hit, pass on. And yeah, shield on him is very easy to break because he don't have any movement animations like annoying Frostbot or Lucia, aka Sweetie here. Emoting is should be always done on the boss that you can mount because you can actually think that you're gonna deal a lot more damage normally, but that's not the case because this guarantees like very big hits always. So you should always want a good option for this. And yeah, if you can avoid that kick, you have no problem on this boss because that's the only attack that's annoying because it kicks you in the air. And yeah, so as you can see, a boss is very simple. Simple dodges can trigger a time stop with much effort. Like, there's not even actually much to say because comparing this boss to like actually a lizard or the mob does actually move a lot, it's kinda like a tutorial mob, to be honest. Like this is actually no difficulty. Like if you would compare to, let's say, even a wave with two spine robots, this guy has probably half of the health of them, or at least a lot less, because I actually mess up my animations, sorry, my rotations of damage by a lot, and I still managed to kill him because, well, tornadoes kinda carry me. So probably this boss doesn't actually make me feel I'm lacking damage like normally I feel like on the waves because how easy he is and how doesn't actually move at all from the spot, and I could basically probably just from a get-go just spam king in one spot and make him stuck there. But yeah, easy boss. Now onto the gear. So as you know from this video, my gear is not gonna change for like 2 or 3 more videos because I recorded like from 230 to like 250 in like one go, which was very easy. So yeah, no changes from yesterday the video. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you like it. Consider subscribing, that will help me. And have a great day. And see you tomorrow on the next video.